Willkommen zurück zu Tales of Berseria. Beim letzten Mal haben wir ja, den Norman gefunden, den wir gesucht haben. Und sie ist jetzt mit Laffyset dabei, das alte Buch dazu entschlüsseln. Und wir sollen halt jetzt so nach und nach mit allen hier reden. Aber vorher gehe ich hier mal ganz kurz mein Schiff wieder auf Expedition. Nein, ach, es ist schon wieder ein neues Gebiet freischalten. Egal. Nächste Runde.
So she digs being called teacher. Well played, Laffy said.
She wasn't so fond of ma'am, so I guess he figured he needed an alternative.
You can tell how badly he wanted to help her with the languagey work. I think our Malak boy's finally finding himself.
So it would seem.
Okay. Was mit dir? Stehst da so einsam und verlassen?
What connection do you think there is between the violent demon Teresa mentioned and this village?
Couldn't tell you.
Could there have been a demon blight breakout here? This village doesn't look like it's been attacked, but...
Whatever it is. If it keeps the Abbey's eyes off us for once, that's good enough for me.
You really will use anything and everything towards your own aims, won't you?
Yep, and that includes you. As I'm sure you've noticed.
Ist natürlich die Frage, ne? Was für ein Dämonenhaus hier irgendwie, irgendwo, bevor wir so eine Angst haben. Hallo Magilu.
Banning local religions. The Abbey sure knows how to oppress the populace.
I'd imagine that comes part and parcel with spreading the good word. Other gods would only get in the way.
From what we overheard, it sounds like they've taken over Amenoch's temple, Palamedes, to use as their base of operations.
Sealing it off would be provocative enough, but straight up taking it over? Not a lot of so-called reason to that. Unless... Do you think they need it for some other purpose?
Shrug.
Ja. Oder einfach nur Unterdrückung des einzigen Glaubens. Und Eisen sitzt ja hier ganz fernab von allen. Hier ist eine schwarze Krabbe. Okay. Ja, putzt sich die Scheren oder was? Okay. Ey, Eisen, was geht?
It sounds like deciphering the text might take some time.
We should be prepared to wait it out here a while. Hopefully it'll all be worth it in the end.
I hope so too, but ancient Avarost is complex. It's not just a matter of knowing the grammar and vocabulary.
Oh? Then how exactly do you read it?
I'm not sure about the specifics myself, but from what I understand, you kind of have to intuit a lot of it.
A language based on guesswork? Thanks, old dead people. You're officially the worst.
Oh, ancient Avarost. You have the obstinacy of a spurned lover who refuses to move on.
Even for you, teacher?
It's this one crucial line. I can't wrap my head around it.
Well, from what you've taught me so far, it looks like it says... Sa, Popo, Mucho, Sanchon.
Correct, but if you merely translate it word for word, it ends up saying, the parent hates tomatoes, the child eggplants.
I doubt those have much to do with Innominat. Yeah.
Their grammar is nothing like ours. Sometimes you have to reorder the words, and even then the meaning can require leaps of logic and flashes of intuition.
Reordering? So like... San-san, Pocho Pocho, Pocho Musan, Pocho Musan. Can you read it that way?
Pocho Muson. Now where did you get that from?
These words are lined up, like they repeat. And when I read this part that same way, it just felt right.
Pocho Muson. If that's repeated here, then the passage turns into... the Nameless Empyrean.
Empyrean!
Ho ho, that has to refer to Innominat. I think we're on to something. Alright, so if we apply this rule here, then... It would seem to be a book of children's counting songs.
It's not about Innominat?
What matters is what the song says, child. And I think you will be very interested in the words.
Okay.
I wonder if they've made any progress yet.
Shall we go check on them?
Geh ja schon rein. So. Oh. So. Seid ihr fertig?
Well, any results?
Yes, well, thanks to the boy here. As it turns out, he has quite the knack for languages.
Only because I've got the best teacher.
Careful, honey tongue, you'll give this old girl ideas.
Huh?
Now, child, I'm sure they're curious about the song we unearthed. Why don't you read it aloud?
Yes, teacher.
Song?
8-headed is the lord of the land, with 7 mouths to devour malevolence. Through pulses of earth doth base nature's flow, as he awaits the time of awakening. 4 Empyreans may tear him asunder, but so long as there is one receptive to divine power, Therians shall be forever reborn, in sight of the full crimson moon. The nameless Empyrean hath one heart. The nameless Empyrean hath one body.
Therians?
Essentially, this ancient text you found is an annotated volume of drawings and songs pertaining to Innominat.
Annotated? Then hurry up and just tell us what it means.
I'm sorry. So far, we've only figured out how to read the song lyrics.
All right.
I take it we're still in for a good long wait before it's thoroughly decrypted.
Likely so, but if we want to find out what the Abbey is up to, we need to know what's in this book, no matter how long it takes.
What the Abbey's up to, is it?
I think we can learn much, even from the lyrics alone. The drawings depict him with 8 heads. One of them belongs to his main body, but the other 7 are his mouths. Those mouths consume malevolence, sending it along earth pulses back to that main body so he can awaken. The 7 monsters fitting that description are called...
Therians.
Right. Now as for this malevolence, I have no idea what that means.
What about the second part?
I haven't studied much ancient history, but it said this world was created by 4 Empyreans: earth, water, wind, and fire. But they also call Innominat an Empyrean. Perhaps a war broke out between Innominat and the other Empyreans that resulted in him being sealed away.
But if there is someone to connect with this divine power, the Therians will keep spawning. And just like that, Innominat will be revived. If we assume that Shepherd Artorius fits that bill, and that he's trying to reawaken Innominat, everything lines up.
Which means our job is to find these Therians and cut off Innominat's heads, so to speak.
But where do we even start looking for them?
Remember, the song states that the Therians in Innominat's body are connected through earth pulses. If their job is to feed Innominat, the most effective place to position them would be at the earth pulse points.
Points?
The places where the power of earth pulses is concentrated.
Places with that sigil. Hey, remember the barrier that was keeping this bug in the forest? Wait, are you trying to say that thing's a Therian? And yet, it would explain why the Abbey was keeping it locked up. And there was that same barrier at the villa, too.
That's right. Do you suppose that was also a Therian? Does that mean the Therians all come in different forms?
Should we go to Logres and check?
We've just started deciphering the book. I'd hate to lose time on some fool's errand. I'd rather know at least a little more about what's in it before we make a move.
Something bothering you, Grim?
This line. The one about Therians being forever reborn.
I just felt the same thing as I did in Warg Forest.
The needle's pointing in the direction of Amenoch's temple, Palamedes. Do I recall hearing that the Abbey took that over?
Temples and ritual sites are often built on places thought to be rich in spiritual energy. Could the temple possibly be an Earth Pulse point?
There's lots of Earth Pulse points scattered all over the world. If there's only 7 Therians, most of them will be empty.
It's not like we have any better leads. If there's even a chance, shouldn't we go check it out?
Better than sitting around waiting on the book. If nothing else, we'll find out what Laphicet is sensing.
Just a theory, but if you were to kill a Therian...
What?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Never mind. Good luck out there.
Wenn wir einen töten, kommt einfach ein neuer. Gut.
The map's getting filled in little by little.
There's still a long way to go. It's a big world out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot can happen on the waves. The far seas are unexplored territory for a reason.
I'd imagine so. The seasons and the weather can change the sea completely.
Oh. Do I sense a budding interest in the sea?
Think you're feeling less apathetic about it now?
I wouldn't say that. I was just reminded of something someone once said to me.
Ja, was jemand mal gesagt hat. Lange ist her. So. Dann düsen wir mal Richtung diese komischen Abtei-Dingens da. Also, ja gut, ist ja nicht die Abtei. Die Abtei hat sie ja nur abgesperrt. Ne?
Who are you?
The innkeeper's daughter. I happened to overhear you all talking about going to Palamedes, and...
Did you report us to the Abbey?
Report? But you already have an exorcist with you.
If you have any business, talk with her then.
I'm Eleanor Hume, an exorcist with the Abbey. How might I be of service?
I want you to look for someone. A mother and her child went to visit the Abbey grounds, but they haven't returned.
They've both gone missing?
Yes. The mother's name is Mahina. She's a priestess of Amenoch. And her little daughter's name is Kamoana.
Hold on. If she's a priestess of Amenoch...
Right. Ever since the Abbey booted her out from the temple, she's been regularly going back to make her objections heard. But one day, she never returned home. And now her daughter has disappeared too. I can only assume that she went to go look for her mother.
And you believe they're being held at the temple?
Oh no, ma'am. I just can't imagine Mahina would abandon her daughter like that. Kamoana is next in line to succeed her, so she's had a strict upbringing, but her mother truly loves her. Please forgive Mahina for her protests. I was just hoping you could use the Abbey's resources to track them down.
I will do everything in my power to find them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like Kamoana, I grew up with only my mother as family. I can't help but worry for them.
Of course. Let's be off, Miss Exorcist.
Tja. Jetzt sind wir im Mandanriff und dürfen halt jetzt gucken, wo ist die scheiß Abtei und...
Eleanor, what's your game here?
The mother and daughter, you mean? That's on me. I'll search for them myself.
I don't care about that.
Well, what then?
Why are you actively helping us decipher the book, when we're using it to thwart the Abbey's plans?
You think I might be deliberately misleading you? Laying a trap of some sort for you all?
Are you?
I think you're a lot of things, Demon. But foolish is not one of them. I want to know the truth. I want to know what Lord Artorias is trying to accomplish. And there's something happening in the world right now. I want to know what it is. Unfortunately, little old Eleanor has never been deemed trustworthy enough to be given such information. So, my only option is to find out for myself.
You've got the soul searching down at least.
The Abbey and your band of rogues follow two different paths. But something tells me either will lead me to the same destination.
And so you don't see any need to lie to us?
Exactly.
And what'll you do if those truths don't line up cleanly with what you believe?
I'm not sure yet.
As honest an answer as any. Either way, it looks like you'll be working with us for the near future.
Yes, for now.
Hey, could I ask you something?
What is it?
About the Therians. I've heard you call yourself a Therian before. Is there any particular insight you have about them?
No, none. Artorias said I was one, that's all.
And that doesn't bother you?
Does it bother you?
Nope, not at all. If you're not worried, then neither am I.
I'm surrounded by freaks. But was that truly the reason Ceres chose me?
Velvet keeps picking on Madame Eleanor. They're total opposites, so I know they're just gonna clash sometimes, but Velvet takes it too far.
You really think they're totally opposite?
If Madame Eleanor is a white lily, then Velvet is a black rose. If Madame Eleanor is a soaring Pegasus, then Velvet is a wolf in the shadows. If Madame Eleanor is a plate of spaghetti carbonara, Velvet is squidding noodles with seaweed.
I don't follow you completely, but I think I get the point.
I'm sure you understand. The two have nothing at all in common. And since they don't share anything in common, some fighting now and then just can't be helped.
Well, they both have beautiful hair.
Okay, but we're talking a noble exorcist and an aloof demon.
Eleanor sometimes treats you coldly. And Velvet has helped me more times than I can count.
Madame Eleanor gives herself fully to the salvation of others, but Velvet is bent solely on revenge.
That means they're both motivated by thoughts of others.
How is the cheerful and talkative Madame Eleanor at all the same as the brooding, taciturn Velvet?
Both of them talk to me when it's just the two of us together.
You're just trying to be contrary.
I'm only telling you what I've experienced.
Actually, I feel that Madame Eleanor isn't really reaching out to me.
It's all right if Eleanor doesn't want to talk to you. I'm here for you, Bienfu. You aren't alone.
That just makes me feel lonelier. Bien.
You two are opposites yourselves. Huh?
Hat sie recht. Hat sie recht. Aber gut, Ja, aber kam der Begriff Therion nicht auch in Systeria mal vor? So irgendwie bei diesen stärkeren Dämonen damals? Ein bisschen lange her, ne? Von daher kann sein, dass ich das vertue oder so. Vielleicht bilde ich mir das auch nur ein. Auch alles möglich. Ja, ich habe Fans. So, danke. Ciao. So, gehe ich links oder rechts lang? Links oder rechts lang? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Von keine Ahnung habe ich verdammt viel. Ich habe es irgendwo im Sonderangebot. Und ich habe zugeschlagen. Bei keine Ahnung. Weil ich nicht wusste, was mich erwartet. Weil ich hatte schon keine Ahnung. Ich wusste nicht, wie viel keine Ahnung kann ich eigentlich haben. Okay, Alarmstufe Rotdämon, aber da hinten haben wir quasi eine Sackgasse, das heißt, da könnte eventuell eine Kiste rumstehen. Also machen wir nochmal kehrt. Bitte warten. Wir haben auch hier gerade keine Kiste. Das ist ja mal zur Abwechslung ganz nett. Hallo? So Korallen kann ich natürlich nicht rüberklettern. Warum denn auch? Wir können hier abbrechen. Stehen bestimmt unter Naturschutz oder so. So, guck mal, da hinten haben wir eine Kiste. Ich glaube, das ist da hinten bei dem großen Kraken. Großer Kraken ist groß. So. Na dann machen wir den großen Kraken gleich mal platt. Weil was muss, das muss. Irgendwie kriegen wir es hin. Und wenn es ein bisschen länger dauert, dann ist es halt so. So. Ja. Tolles Fliegeviech. Habicht oder keine Ahnung was. So. Volle Kraft voraus. Im Eiltempo und so. Jo. Ich wusste gar nicht, weil ich alles für Angriffe haben kann. Jo. Der arme Gegner. Der arme Gegner. Ich habe ihm noch nichts getan, weißt du? Aber ist der noch tot? Ja, ich habe nicht genug Energie, um hier irgendwas groß zu machen. Aber was soll's.
That's the end for you. What an easy victory. I am invincible.
Okay. So, wir brauchen auch gleich hier mal irgendwie was Neues zu kochen. Wir haben hoffentlich die Möglichkeit, da irgendwie was Besseres zu kochen gleich. Erstmal, hallo, große Krake. Vielleicht einmal hier ganz kurz ein paar Seelen. Erstmal den Loot. Und dann den Bebo. Express-Anhänger. Mhm. Und wenn man den expressmäßig anhängen kann, ja. So, damit beginnen wir erstmal. Hat nicht viel Schaden gemacht. Aua. Oh, das macht gut Schaden. Jo.
Now, rise, arise, ascending angel.
Also geht er natürlich auch gleich platt. Ne? Achso. Ich bin gleich tot. Gefällt mir gar nicht. Na komm. Immer feste drauf. Feste drauf geht anders, aber egal.
You wronged me! Here's your justice! Fighting order! Take this guy! I'll help you!
So. Und jetzt du hier nochmal. Sieht gut aus. Ach, ich wollte ihn noch zu Eisen rüber wechseln. Okay. Easy. So, nein, nicht so. Hier. Einmal kochen. Und zwar Autokochen. Gericht wählen. Was haben wir denn? Was können wir dafür machen? Eine Menge, was wir dafür machen können. Wie zum Beispiel frittierten Albatros. Klingt cool. Stellt uns die KP wieder her, sonst macht es halt nicht wirklich viel. Andere hatte ja hier ein SA wiederherstellen, was schon nicht ohne war. Oder SG vollständig auffüllen, ist natürlich auch ganz nett. Da brauchen wir mehr Sojasauce. Haben wir nicht. Na, nehmen wir halt das. So. Betäubung minus 10%. Jo. Okay. Warte. Wieso ist Luffy Set im Sub? Bin ich nicht okay. Formation. Da. Oder meinetwegen auch da. Ja. Und dann machst du lieber hier hin. Ungefähr so. Luffy Set im Sub ist halt ein bisschen blöd. Da musst du ihn ja jedes Mal reinwechseln, wenn du eine Heilung haben willst. Das muss ja nicht sein. Ich meine, auch ein bisschen Heilung macht wird ja auch so. Aber auch nicht so viel. Toller Vogel. Der dumme Vogel steht mir voll im Weg. Ah, eine Sprechblase da vorne.
This rocky shore just keeps going. Just don't step on any sea slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
Yikes. That sounds pretty traumatizing.
Then again, if you pickle their innards, it makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manon appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Now that you mention it, this area is covered by rocks.
Maclear is just your average seashore. But Manon here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
They were worn away by the waves?
That too. But mainly, it was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral, known as ravening table coral. Stay in contact long enough, and they'll melt your flesh right off.
Ah, so that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier?
Also keine Koralle berühren. Okay. So, da hinten ist auch ein Teleportationspunkt. Jetzt ist natürlich nur die Frage, wohin geht es hier eigentlich? Hierhin nicht. Hier ist Sackgasse. Das ist schon mal gut zu wissen. Oh, Leute. Kannst du nicht arbeiten. So, letzte bitte. Dankeschön.
Victory is ours.
So, jetzt will ich da hinten die Kiste haben. So. Gekonnt an den Lager vorbei wollte ich. Hat nicht geklappt. Ja, komm. So, nächster. Könnte schon der letzte sein, oder? Jo.
I did good, didn't I?
Klar, bist immer ein toller Heiler, bist du. So, okay. Dann würde ich jetzt sagen, wie das dann von jetzt weitergeht, gucken wir uns an in der nächsten Folge von Tales of Berseria. Bis dahin, viel Spaß noch, vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis dann.